when it comes to taxes. Governor Romney thinks that we should be cutting taxes by another $5 trillion, and folks like me would benefit disproportionately from that. I think that it makes a lot more sense, and have put out a detailed plan for a balanced approach that combines tough spending cuts with asking people like me, millionaires and billionaires, to do a little bit more. That's a substantive difference in this campaign, whether it's on wind energy or how we would approach funding education. Those are the topics that we're spending a lot of time talking about in the campaign. Now, if you look at the overall trajectory of our campaign and the ads that I've approved and are produced by my campaign, you'll see that we point out sharp differences between the candidates, but we don't go out of bounds. And when it comes to releasing taxes, that's a precedent that was set decades ago, including by Governor Romney's father. And for us to say that it makes sense to release your tax returns, as I did, as John McCain did, as Bill Clinton did, as the two President Bushes did, I don't think is in any way out of bounds. I think that is what the American people would rightly expect, is a sense that if, particularly when we're going to be having a huge debate about how we reform our tax code and how we pay for the government that we need, I think people want to know that, everybody's been playing by the same rules, including people who are seeking the highest office in the land. This is not an entitlement, being President of the United States. This is a privilege, and we've got to put ourselves before the American people to make our case. There's a difference between playing by the same sets of rules and doing something illegal. And in no way have we suggested the latter. But the first disclosure, the 1 years of tax returns that he disclosed, indicated that he used Swiss bank accounts, for example. Well, that may be perfectly legal, but I suspect if you ask the average American, do you have one? And is that part of how you manage your tax obligations? They would say no. They would find that relevant information, particularly when we're going into a time where we know we're going to have to make tough choices, both about spending and about taxes. So, I think the idea that this is somehow exceptional, that there should be a rationale or a justification for doing more than the very bare minimum, has it backwards. I mean, the assumption should be you do what previous presidential candidates did dating back for decades. And Governor Romney's own dad says, well, the reason I put out 10 or 12 years is because any single year might not tell you the whole story. And everybody's, I think, followed that custom ever since. The American people have assumed that if you want to be President of the United States, that your life's an open book. When it comes to things like your finances. I'm not asking to disclose every detail of his medical records, although we normally do that as well. I mean, this isn't sort of overly personal here, guys. This is pretty standard stuff. I don't think we're being mean by asking you to do what every other presidential candidate's done, right? It's what the American people expect.